I have to be honest with you. I am hungover today, and this is making me feel shame about something I didn't even do. I'm very anxious now. Are we done with Bonnie Blue?
We're done with Bonnie Blue, but the more we push back on her, the more belligerent she will come. She is just an unusual woman.
Welcome to My Therapist Ghosted Me with me, Vogue Williams and Joanne McNally. I was just reading, do you follow De Moi?
Does a pope defecate in the woods, as they say?
Yes, that is the saying, I think. Actually, it's a much better saying than the original. So,
does the pope have a bowel movement in the forest, if you will?
Joanne McNally, you are a hoot. A hoot.
Stop the lights. She have a degree in English, folk. There's loads more where this came from.
This woman is a mad joke, I'm telling you.
Mad. She's a mad bitch. Look at her there with her 2 words.
What is a box of frogs?
Does a pope ejaculate in a bush? Not quite the same. We've hit the wall. Okay, let's carry on. No. Do I what? Does the pope come in a sponge?
That is absolutely
gross.
revolting. The new pope is quite young, isn't he?
I'd say
he probably does come on a sponge.
He's old enough to come, I can tell you, or he wouldn't get the job.
Oh God. Anyway, less of the pope coming chat. So there's this. Well, there's a bit of cum chat here. De Moi has this page where basically people send in celebrities that they've been kissing or slept with, and they rate them, and they send in this whole thing. So like you can read about like all these hot celebrities and what they're like in bed and how they kiss.
Oh.
And I thoroughly enjoy it. Yeah.
Are we in it?
Oh no, I am hoping I don't appear, because it would be 10 out of 10 kissing for sure. Absolute wet fish in bed, didn't move.
Well, that's you're defamatoring a wet fish, because all they do is flop around. That's basically their gig.
A dead wet fish, then.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what's important. We've spoken about this before, but like I've had sex with people that I didn't want to. Now I'm not saying it was as dark as that sounds. I mean, obviously consent was given, but the vibe was not there for me. And I kind of did it out of politeness, really. There's like a sexual etiquette that I felt I had to abide by.
Joanne,
and I can only imagine if they did a sexual yelp on me, the rating would not be great.
Well, Joanne, do you know what? I actually find that insulting. That was one night and I was really tired. Okay?
No. I said I wasn't up for it. You're always up for it. That's why that's why we do the pod remote now. It's a safety issue for me. Yeah. Yeah. I said I know we're here to have a good time, Val, but it's not what I call having a good time. Okay.
You have led me on in the past, and that is why I always think I'll just give it a go. I don't know what kind of mood she'll be in today. You never know. Know.
Leading you on by laughing at your jokes, indeed. That's literally Jeffrey Dahmer's pickup line.
You bloody loved it. Ryan Gosling, surprising. He is a great kisser, lazy in bed.
I just, in defense of Ryan Gosling, and I don't know the man, I've never met him personally or non-personally, but what I will say is, if someone is taking your sexual activity to a website to review it, and you know I'm not a fan of reviewers, I'm not going to take it at face value. I would say, Ryan, I'm sorry to whoever wrote this review in. I'd say he wasn't feeling it. That's what I would say. I have a sexual bipolar disease, I would say. If I'm into it, I am beyond into it. If I'm not into it, my God, it's hostile.
I've got to be honest. If I'm getting to Ryan,
I won't stop it, but I will be very anti it.
You'll know. You will know.
That is my toxic trait.
Ryan Gosling, though, I just think because he's so hot, I wouldn't. That is like on a very rare occasion. I wouldn't mind doing all the work. I wouldn't care if he was a dead fish. I'd just be happy to be with the dead fish.
Of course, you're you're happy to be in the room.
Okay, I'll tell you about the weird thing that I did. Well, not a weird thing, a fun thing that I did today. There is about 15 minutes from my mom's house. There is a sanctuary that they like save animals, and you can go and like there doesn't seem to be any rules or regulations up there because they just let you in to pet all the animals. I petted a sea lion today. Have you ever touched a sea lion? I know, I couldn't bloody wait to see what it felt like.
Like, can I guess?
Yes. You love guessing. Joanne, imagine her as a child.
Can we play guessing, please?
I just think it adds to things when you're involved, you know. I would say a sea lion feels like a kind of a sticky grape or something. Like, I'd say there's a little bit of resistance there, or like maybe like a bristly... what's those badminton? What are the badminton balls that they use?
Shuttlecock.
I'd say it's like a sticky shuttlecock. The head of it, is it?
No, it is not. But that is a very. Joe, would you like to guess? I don't want to take
Yeah,
it
I'd
away
love
from
to.
anyone.
Could I go for an extremely wet and slightly sticky, short-haired Labrador?
Oh,
that is not far off.
oh!
I would say.
I'll go again.
Oh, okay, fantastic. I was hoping so.
I would say, is it like one of those Sphinx cats if you dunked its head in Gorilla Glue?
I've never petted one of them.
Well, I mean,
With glue on its head.
yeah, neither have I now, I'll be honest, but that's just where my imagination
No,
is taking me.
I'd say you got a bit colder there. Joe had gotten warmer. You've taken it back a bit chillier now. No.
Okay.
Will I tell you?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So it kind of feels like, imagine, you know when your hair is really wet in the shower? Like it's full wet, full of water. It's like that, but if you put a little bit of oil on top of it.
Oh, okay. That's.
Yeah.
I think me and Joe's suggestions are more interesting, but sure.
Okay, sorry, John. I can't help how a sea lion feels.
If I was a sea lion, I would not be hiring you as my publicist. That's all I'm saying. There was very little flowering of the language there. It was quite basic. I think you've undersold them. Anyway, go on.
Anyway, I pet the sea lion. Did not smell like fish, which surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't no judgment about the sea lions, but we all went in to pet them, and you're only allowed to pet one of them because the other two bite. But isn't that cool? And then I held it, and I held a snake. I know I was there with the kids, but like they got, I let them hold them first, but then I held a snake, and I touched an iguana. A great day was had.
Wow, thank you, David Attenborough. This is great feedback for us. Thank you for the nature walk. Can I talk about Bonnie Blue now, please?
God, well, we get it over with. Go on, tell me about it. You watched it. I knew you'd watched it. I knew you wouldn't have been able to help yourself.
Do you want to guess what Bonnie Blue feels like in response to the sea lion? It's pretty much the same.
Like an extremely wet,
There you go.
slightly sticky, short-haired Labrador.
I'd say she'd be very
There you
sticky
go.
now. I'd say very sticky.
That was a good segue. So, Vogue refuses to engage with any Bonnie Blue content. She's happier out petting her sea lions. But it's the podcast or the documentary is everywhere.
Through just general osmosis, I know that her name is Tia Billinger, thanks to Joanne.
It's basically about all her kind of 1,000 men and me, and that she wrote these 1,000 men in a day. And there's a lot of accusations of. So she's a rage baiter. She's a troll. We know that, right? She does it on purpose. It's how she get the most traction to get all her money, and she's making millions a month. And people are trying to diagnose her with, they're like, she's a sociopath, she's a psychopath, blah, blah, blah. So, having watched the documentary, I have a diagnosis for Bonnie Blue.
Okay. Oh, good.
She is a man.
Oh.
What?
Yeah. Now, not in the traditional way of transitioning. I'm not saying she was originally a man and has transitioned. She has a male brain.
Okay.
She is the Alan Sugar of riding. She doesn't give a fuck. She is a business bitch. She likes to see her bank balance go up the way I like to see my skin pigmentation go down. She is just money mad. There is no money enough. There will never be enough money. She has no friends. She said she's kind of lost all her friends because she can't go out. She's afraid of getting like acid attacks in the street. There is no life outside of what she's doing, but she is just hyper focused. People are accusing her of being autistic and everything. I genuinely think she's actually just trolling women to get to men, if you get me. Like, her whole thing is like, come down, I'll do what your wife won't do, and you can choke me in a glass box. And it's all very strange for women because we don't understand it, because you don't see women who behave like that often. But I don't think there's anything wrong with her per se, but I think she has a male brain.
I think though, I think even if she has a male brain, I genuinely don't think that like she will have a happy life because of everything she's doing. She obviously doesn't
will.
already. No,
She
she
will.
doesn't have any friends. She can't go out because she's scared of getting acid attack.
I'm
How
telling
is
you.
that a happy life? It's not.
Because this was my big takeaway from it. What makes her happy is money. She's like the Elon Musk of riding. It's all cash based. So she is absolutely happy out. There is nothing wrong with her. She's just not like us. She's not like a regular woman in the way that she's concerned with, you know, kind of being accepted into a female community, all that stuff. She does not give a shit. She is money, 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 to the point where everything else, it's a very male way of thinking, in my opinion. She's a numbers guy. She's a business bitch. She's got a great work ethic, I can tell you that much. And I would recommend her for some sort of motivational speaking.
I think that the whole thing is just too weird and too topped. I think the fact that her family are involved in helping her do it is so fucked up. That her mother is like singing proud about all that kind of stuff, because it's just money. Just, I know, but it's just money. Do you know what? I would hate to, like, I feel sorry for her, because that's obviously started from when she was younger. If her own mother is doing that with her, like her mother, like how could you think that you're a good mother if you're going to allow something like that, and then your daughter's scared to go on the street because she's going to get acid attack? Even what she does, I don't think that she deserves to have to feel like that. I know she rage baits people, but to have to actually be that concerned about it, I just think the whole thing is just, I find it really sad. All of it to me is just sad.
I think she's just an unusual person. I think she's just a different gravy. She beats to her own drum. And I think the more that she aggravates women, because it's women she aggravates. Men just think she's a whore or they'll ride her. Like, it's women she's aggravating. The more women she aggravates, the less she gives a shit. And she'll say things like, I'm afraid of getting acid attack, but at least these fat women are getting off their couch. Like, it's like she's learnt by rote. It's like she did a masterclass by Andrew Tate or something, and she's like, this is my job now. And she's making so much money. And this is a very unfeminist thing to say, but like, her only overhead are her ankles. That's it. And the content guy that she's using, it's all going into her own bank account, and she's absolutely thrilled. But she was kicked off OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And so her pay has had like a real drop, because she was just getting too mad. They're like, not even we can get behind this fucking madness. And now the British government are thinking about kind of rebranding the whole barely legal genre of porn, because even though by the way, men have been riding girls with pigtails for fucking years. So I don't know why that she's getting the shit for that. But I was like, wouldn't it be hilarious in a very dark way if she had to start doing ads? Like, who the fuck... Imagine after a gangbang, she's like wiping the cum out of her eyes, and she's like, I built my website with Squarespace. Like, I just don't know where she's going to go. Is Emma Mattress going to be like, oh, will you tag me in that gangbang? It's not going to happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's why she has a very short shelf life. Like, this will only, like, her stunts aren't going to be interesting to people anymore. This is such a short shelf life. That is why she's probably trying to earn as much money as she can, keep it all in her bank, because what is she going to do after?
How much money does she need? This is what I mean. She's that male business brain, and like, forgive me if that's a very sexist thing to say. I don't think that women lack that, but there's a shame switch in her that just is not there. It's like a sensitivity that most women have, I think. It just isn't there for her. But you know what? Fucking go. Go, Bonnie. Go for it.
Can you imagine the shame I would be in if I did that?
God.
My shame switch is just so horrendous that, like, if I did something like that, I'd be like, I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't survive it. I don't think
if there was a TikTok of a lad giving me a hickey at Latitude, I'd be like, I'm emigrating to Albania. You're never going to see me again. Have you had a cocktail?
I've enjoyed. No, I'm never drinking again. Obviously, don't bring it up.
Okay, fine. Even when she's saying things that are supposed to be enticing, you'd see her in the documentary. She'll say something like, I can't wait to have my insides rearranged. And it is with
Oh, God.
it is with the same kind of coldness that cabin crew would be like chicken or fish.
I have to be honest with you. I am hungover today, and this is making me feel shame about something I didn't even do. I'm very anxious now. Are we done with Bonnie Blue?
We're done with Bonnie Blue, but the more we push back on her, the more belligerent she will come. She is just an unusual woman. That's what I would say. That's my take on her. Okay, let's on to happier things. Come on, let's talk about Peppa Pig.
Would you? Would you?
Let me show you a rainbow, Vogue. And a cupcake.
Well, would you like an update on the Labubu dolls?
Sure. Yeah.
Big time.
So now I've only got 2 here, by the way, just 2 of them. And you're not supposed to cut the tags off, so I hadn't before you judge me. But so Theodore has hounded me for how long? For weeks and weeks and weeks about this Labubu doll. And me and Sven made a bet. We were like, how long? Until he forgets about them. I had said a week. Spenny said 2 weeks. 2 days. 2. So now I personally have 3 Labubus because I just don't give a shit. Yeah, he doesn't care. He's moved on now. He's moved on. He has shown me a lizard on Amazon 3 days running. And I said, Theodore, I'm not looking at the lizard again. I'm not looking at the lizard. 3 days choosing a colour lizard that I haven't even said I'd buy him. So now we're on to the lizard. And it's just, I actually can't bear it. He stopped beside me and I was like, get away. I'm not talking about the lizard. I am not. And then it's between a lizard and a dragon now. And he's not getting anything else ever again because he just gave up on the Labubu dolls. And now I have 3. I don't even think I like them anymore.
I'm in Margate. I've come to the seaside.
Yeah.
It is a Victorian prescription for people with a nervous disposition. I do suffer with my nerves, so I'm here. However, the Victorians also prescribed milk injections and arsenic. So I'm not saying it's going to work, but it is something I'm trying. And I do find the sea is very soothing.
Calming, of course it is.
It's very calming, isn't it?
That's why Hoth is so nice, you know?
That's why Hoth is so nice, yes. Well, I was only thinking about you today because Tracy Emin, the artist, she's kind of like the face of Margate.
Yeah.
Similar to you, are kind of the face of Hoth.
Thank you. That's the best compliment you've ever given me.
Tracy is she's very Margate focused. She's from Margate and she's mad about Margate and she's always like promoting Margate and she's very involved in the community. No more than yourself and Hoof. And Hoof. Yeah.
Cannot get enough of the sea air. I am telling you, I went recording. I was filming something in Cornwall about a month ago and I was in foul form before I went up. And then I went to Cornwall and I looked out the window at the sea and I was like, oh my God, I just needed to be by the sea. That was it. Changed my mood.
It's something about the ions or something. I don't know what it is. It's very calming and good for respiratory issues.
Respiratory issues, yes.
Respiratory issues, which is great because I am vaping at the moment. So I take a couple of puffs to vape and then I breathe out the window and then everything is fine. Everything is fine.
Vaping? What flavour?
What? That's your concern.
I want to know what flavour. I'm interested to know.
It's like I've relapsed. Really? What kind? Well, it's anything. It's more minty. I like a kind of a mint. Anyway, that's not the point about that. Although speaking of windows, before we came on, so I'm staying in this gorgeous hotel. It's kind of like seaside and very bougie and stuff, but the windows are quite heavy on it. So I pulled up the window, but I couldn't get it to stay open, and it's quite hot at the moment. So I put a coffee cup underneath it to keep it open. And then now, obviously, because of the podcast and Joe doesn't allow outside sounds, so I tried to keep the window open, take the coffee cup in. Anyway, sure didn't it fall out the other way? Smash onto the path outside, and I was like, oh my God. Because I suffer with my nerves. I was like, I've come to Margate to relax and I'm after fucking killing someone. Looked out the window. There was a girl in shock underneath. I said, I'm so sorry. I said, well, that was very scary. I said, I'm so sorry. So I ran down. I should have just run home, to be honest, but I ran down and no one was harmed, only the coffee cup. Thank God. I was like, if that was out of the Statue of Liberty now, someone would be dead.
Yeah, but this people have been put in prison for doing stuff like that, for throwing things off high buildings and it kills people.
Yeah, no, it was an accident, but I'd probably be in Rikers Island.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so Spenny has been scaring the shite out of me all week long because supposedly NASA have said that there is a spaceship, an unidentified flying object, coming towards Earth. It started coming towards Earth 80 years ago when we first ever put satellite signals out. And then this spaceship picked it up and came straight towards Earth. It's been traveling towards us for 80 years and they don't know what it's doing. They can't really, they've gotten a couple of pictures of it. It looks a bit like a Christmas decoration. So obviously I think it looks lovely. And it's meant to arrive in November.
Just in time for Christmas.
Yeah. It's Christmas. It's Santa.
Are you sure it's not the new John Lewis ad? This sounds like very something like they would do.
Are you not even slightly worried?
Is Lily Allen on it by any chance?
No. I'm terrified. I haven't slept well the last 2 nights because I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen? But there's nothing that we can do.
Nothing we can do.
Space is mad. There's always bits cracking off and flying around up there, isn't there? It's like a construction site. It's like getting your kitchen done. I just wear a hard hat and hope for the best. Like, okay, look, I don't like to fact check fun stories because I think it's fun to think that we're on the receiving end of impending death at times because it kind of keeps things light, keeps things moving, you know? Always good to have a bucket list on hand. However, what I read was that the physicist who has put this narrative out there that it's probably aliens in some sort of, and a sinister alien, not a sound alien, is that it's almost like a drill that they're kind of saying, what if? And so other physicists are like, it's just the same as all the other comets flying towards us. It'll fucking crack off and it's not going to hit us. But obviously we have previous trauma from the dinosaurs, so we're triggered because that was a comet situation. But that there's no real evidence it's aliens. But you know what? If it is,
it might be.
If it is, it is. My theory has always been that we're so there's 2 ways of looking at this.
Yeah.
Either we're so thick as shit now as a civilization that they're like, now's the time because they'll invade and we're all just busy doing the apple dance or whatever that we're not even going to notice.
I certainly don't think they're coming in peace. I think they're coming to obliterate all of us. I think that we're going to restart. We've made such
they are coming in peace though?
Who travels 80 years to come in peace? Nobody.
Space travel? I don't know.
Second coming of Jesus Christ? Probably.
Jesus could be Jesus.
It's not Jesus. It's not Jesus. It's definitely aliens, and they're coming, and they're going. Listen, the world, the end of the world is a coming, and it is happening in November.
I just think there's something to be said for maybe they're coming in soundness, could be coming in sexiness. You know,
I mean,
there was a time when Homo sapiens rode Neanderthals. That, like maybe it's a cross species thing. You know, that's how we got labradoodles. I'm happy to ride them. If there's some sort of alien hinge, I'll sign up.
That could be quite interesting. You never know.
Cross species, you know. Imagine me with fins and a tail. Why not? Like a lizard tongue, huh? Would you still hang out with me? No. You wouldn't, Joe. Come on, if she's going around with a fishtail, no one's going to want to hang out with her. Honestly, I'm a bit bored at the moment. If it was aliens arriving for Christmas, I'd be like, sound, let them turn on the Christmas lights. Let's get the festive season going. What would you do, Vogue? What would you really, really do if you thought aliens were arriving in November, real aliens, and we didn't know if they were coming in peace, in crack, in soundness? We didn't know their agenda. What would you do? Would you tell the kids? Would you not tell the kids?
I don't think I would tell the kids. But I would just basically, I wouldn't leave. I'd go on holidays for the rest of my time because it's my favorite thing to do. So I would pack up, leave, go on holidays with all my family and friends, and then just kind of wait for it to happen and be somewhere nice and sunny or something like that, you know?
Yeah, that's a good plan. Joe?
If I'm gone out, I want it to be in the sun.
Yeah. And it certainly would be if it's via comet.
Yeah. It'll be hot.
Hot. Bear by Vogue will be out of business pretty quick. There'll be no avoiding that time. Yeah.
What would you do, Joe?
Well, I always would have said I'd probably just pop down the pub. But because I've got children now, that does have to change slightly. So I'd just look for one of the pubs that has a play area. So we'd just go to a pub with a play area.
I really thought you were going to say something much deeper there. I love that.
No, it just means it needs to be a pub with a slide.
Yeah.
What about the rest of your family? You just forgetting about them?
Oh, they live a while away. I don't think we're going to have an awful lot of time. When it kicks off, we're not going to have a lot of time. There's not going to be time to be sitting in traffic.
Okay,
Pop
do you know
down
what?
the pub.
I'd say
It's not hard to invite them all, like, for God's sake. I'm going on holidays with all mine. Like, just give them a text.
I would
I'll shoot 'em a
say,
text.
Joe, I agree. If it took them 80 years to get here, they're really going to hit the ground running once they arrive. Do you know what I mean?
We're not going to know what's hit us.
Fannying around. It's going to be an efficient takeover, I would say.
This is your pre-warning. You can go and hang out with your family now. It's happening in November. Don't say I haven't warned you on the day of. You're off to the pub without texting your family.
Well, not just a pub with the play area.
I never knew there was pubs with players. Probably because I never go into a pub.
It's
I've never seen a pub.
Very Ireland in the 80s, I can tell you.
We had no play area in Ireland. I was out playing in skips and collecting beer mats. That's what we did.
Yeah, look at you, you're grand.
Well, I'm grand. I just can't. I'm triggered by pubs. That's why I can't go into them anymore. I spent so much time in them as a child. I'm like, God, not there again.
In the 80s, they didn't care about keeping us entertained. They were like, go out there and roll on a barrel. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, throw the ashtray at your cousin like a frisbee. No one cared. It wasn't like they were building like monkey trees and all that shit. I think it's actually a really progressive sign that they're putting children play areas in pubs. I think it's great for the community in general.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm sitting here playing Uno nonstop with my kids. They have to be permanently entertained by me and taken places, and it's just
shit show.
That never happened with me ever.
Well,
I don't even know if I had any cards when I was younger. Yeah, I had nothing, no toys, nothing.
You only have to play Uno till November, Vogue, and then it's gates. So lap it up while you can.
I've got to be honest, I'm pretty good at Uno, and I've stopped letting them win as well. I'm like, nah.
Well,
we're either playing or we're playing. We're going to see Joanne with a fucking balaclava on waiting to do Blondie Blue next. She's mad about her.
I'd notice those platform Converse anywhere.
I know that shiny metallic man.
But do you want to know what I would do if the aliens were coming?
Yes, we would.
I would shave.
Oh, wait, can we guess?
I'd love you to. I'd love you to. I'd love you to guess. And thank you for finally being involved in the podcast.
Okay, I'll do my real guess first. Well, to be honest with you, Joanna, what I actually think that you're going to do is probably sit in your gaff on your own.
Yeah.
Looking at TikTok.
Yeah.
And ringing your mom. But you might go home to your mom's house. There's potential to go home to your mom's house.
I'd reckon I'd splash out of the Ryanair flight and go home to my mother. So I can watch TikTok there. Yeah. With her on her Finsta. If I knew that the time was coming to an end, I'd say my mother would have to she'd have to finally admit what her Finsta account was. I'd say she'd finally give you the details. And I'd want to go home for that face to face. Yeah. Anything else?
What do you think, Joe?
I think she's definitely in the bath. Whether you're at your mother's or not, you've run a bath.
Soothing.
I think
see her as a big
glass
bather.
of wine.
Yeah. You're not a big bath girl, are you?
Oh, I love it. Well, when I have access to one, I'll dip a toe. Yeah, I find it very soothing.
You'd have a bath in a hotel. That's another thing that I just can't bear in hotels. I just can't. I don't think they clean the bath properly. And I was so sore after Gladiators. I was like, oh God, I'm going to have to get into that bath. And all I could think about was whose arse had sat in it last. Really, it puts me off. I can't stand it.
I never think about that.
Honestly, I was crippled after Gladiators. I was like, I have no choice but to get in there. I tried to wash it with a shower gel, but I was like, oh.
How's the body now? How do you feel?
I feel grand now. I'm all right. A few cuts and bruises.
Joanne, what would you actually do with the aliens?
I was saying I would shave.
Okay.
Just in case that there is some sort of opportunity to seduce for survival.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I would duck.
Yeah,
because I reckon they're going to land heavy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be a gentle. I think it's going to be hardcore.
Do you know what I do hope? I do hope they land, like, in fairness. I want them to land and at least we get a glimpse of them. If they pull a dinosaur on us, we just won't even know what had happened. It would be like, we will explode. So there'll be no crack to it. You know what I mean?
Well, the dinosaurs were, and me and Theodore would know about this because he is a big dinosaur person.
Yeah.
That the dinosaurs, it wasn't just one hit. It was a combination of catastrophic events. It was like there was a big comet, and then that caused loads of like tsunamis and sulfurs and everything. They weren't just like knocked out in one go. Just for clarity,
blocked out the sun and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was like an ongoing issue. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think the more the merrier. That's what I think.
Joanne thinks she's getting a date out of this. That's what's going on here. She's absolutely desperate.
Like, guys, I can't talk. I'm off down the Weatherspoons of the Martian. Good luck. See you next week. He's got 19 dicks. I'm bringing the girls. An octopenis is down the road. I've just matched them on Hinge. Good luck. I'm doing my Kegels. I don't know how this one's going to go. Imagine me giving birth to a sea lion or something. Be great crack.
At least you know what they feel like.
Exactly.
Now. It won't be such a fright.
Yeah, it'd be like skin to skin. I'd be like, no, I know exactly how this is going to go because Vogue told me exactly how this is going to go.
Did you see Calvin Harris put up a picture of his wife Vic's placenta?
She had the baby.
They had the baby, but there was
delighted
like
for her.
gorgeous. And she actually, to be fair, it was in this gorgeous setting in Ibiza, and she had a water birth. But he just then, like, you're looking through, and it's like, and it's like, just a massive placenta. Go and look at it.
Interesting.
Yeah, she ate it.
Yeah, that's what people do now. Yeah, the Martians will respect that.
I honestly,
It's very Martian coded, I would say.
It reminds me of liver, and I don't like liver, so I just can't imagine I would like, and I'd know that that's in my body then. Do you know that way?
I'm surprised you're not a placenta gobbler yourself, though, because you're big into protein.
I know, I'm just not mad for the placenta, to be honest with you. It's just real
fair.
bitter taste, a bitter taste.
It's an acquired taste, I'd say.
Very irony.
I throw a bit of Tabasco on it.
Treat it like an
Some
oyster, it might
greens.
be all right. Do you know what obviously I'm down at my mom's house, and so she keeps, my mom did I tell you this, her serial shopping habits, and she's just getting boxes of clothes sent here, right? Then I have to open the box of clothes, then I have to model the clothes for her on FaceTime, so she decides if I then have to repackage them and send them back for her.
No.
There's no free ride over here. She said, you're staying at my gaff.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be for me now. I remember I tried to sell some bits and bobs years ago. I tried to sell some bits and bobs on, what's the place that you sell bits and bobs?
Vintage.
No, they weren't posh bits and bobs. They were like normal bits and bobs. Depop.
You did Depop?
I did Depop.
Did you get banned from not sending anything?
For about 3 days I did Depop, yeah. And I was like, fuck all this noise. Like one trip to the post office is enough for any human with, like I'm now identifying with who suffers with their nerves. I was like, not a hope. And then you come home and you've made all of 3 shillings and your whole day has been spent packing up this rah-rah dress and sending it off to Mallow. I was like, no, never again. Not doing it. So I understand your pain.
You get the most insane ideas that you think you're gonna sell something.
I'd no money. I was skint and I was like, I need to, and I'd extra bits of clothes, and I was like, right, well, the best thing to everyone's, sustainably selling. But like Vogue, I can understand any sort of repacking or unpacking now.
You should. I'm going to send you the messages she sends me about packing it back up and where the sellotape has to go. I'm like, Sandra,
No, Sandra.
I know where. And you know what she did then? This is
Back
where
in
she
your
goes-
box, pun intended.
She's like, I just leave it up there with security. And I was like, there's no sticker on this. Like, you know the way you have to print off the sticker and put it on. I was like, I'll say nothing. She told me to just leave it up there. And then I went up the other day to get one of my packages and I was like, oh, shit, the box is still there. I was like, Mom, did you not do something right? You know, you actually have to print something off and put it on the box. And he said, well, I didn't know that I had to do that. So now I have to get all the packages and put the sticker on the box so then it can get sent off. And that outfit was rotten. That won't even sell off on Vinted if she gets it back, if it's not in the right time frame for a refund. Rotten.
Now, I hate to break it to you, but I have my 3 presidents.
Oh, I thought you were going to go back to Bonnie Blue. This is great. Okay, fab.
Are you ready?
I'm really looking forward to this. Unless it's Bonnie Blue. Don't put her in.
She's not in.
Okay, go on. Oh, I'm excited.
These are my nominations for the Irish presidency.
Okay.
1, kneecap.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Nothing, no one and nothing has brought this country together more than kneecap since Pint Baby. That is my professional opinion. Joe,
Yes.
as an outsider, you remember Pint Baby? The baby that drank the pint.
Pint Baby. I'm well versed with Pint Baby.
The only thing...
Kneecap, what a choice. I wasn't expecting that. Great choice.
The only thing...
All 3.
All three, and we'll stack them on top of each other in a raincoat. So you can't, you're not allowed to have 3, and they're a little young because you have to be 35. But I was thinking, stack them on top, and they look like one of those puppets from Mockness, and I think they'd be a great
addition.
And they're bringing back, they're refreshing the Irish language. I think tick, 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 tick.
Okay.
Number 2, the man who slipped on the ice.
I was gonna say him, but then I
didn't,
because I was going to say him, and I was going to say the treacherous roads lady.
Well, Vogue, you didn't. So
yeah, but
right.
I did. Do you know
You're
what?
right.
I didn't
because you know
I didn't think he deserved it.
He's a real candidate, and now you're embarrassed. You didn't consider him seriously.
Do you know what? He absolutely doesn't deserve it, and that's why I said no. And also, you can't go from kneecap. Fine, they're yours to the Iceman, whatever. And Suchi Man is better than the Iceman. He's brought more to this country.
You nominated your stepfather. I think I have free reign here.
I listened back to the pod, and you were going on about how much you were thrilled that it was Neil. So don't you dare turn on him now. You turncoat.
I think what I mean is there are no rules here. No. The man who slipped on the ice in 2010. Now, the reason I am nominating him is because he is the biggest mystery. For anyone who doesn't know, it's very much, it does what it says in the tin. A man slipped on the ice in the back of a news report in 2010 during the big freeze in Ireland. And he really went for it, and the fall was quite comical and exaggerated. It was quite something, and it was live on the telly, and of course Ireland latched onto it. It was like we'd won the Eurovision. We were thrilled by it. And then there was a manhunt to find out who he was, and he never came forward. He rejected his viral moment. I think it's important to note that the Irish presidential role, it's less boss, it's more just vibes, ceremonial. Yeah. It's more like Michelle Obama vibes. Do you know what I mean? It's like hospitality. It's a lot of hiring and buying, a lot of meeting and greeting.
Yeah.
Okay. They don't set the law. They just set the tone, the vibe. It's a party planner. Ultimately. Yeah. So, the man who slipped on the ice. Did you know there was a plaque installed in 2020 on the 10-year anniversary of the man who slipped on the ice at the Four Courts to commemorate this event? Yeah. And this person has still not come forward. So the reason I would nominate the guy who slipped on the ice is because I know, yeah. He's like Michael Collins.
He'd be the most famous man in Ireland. That's why he doesn't want to come forward. He doesn't want his life to be ruined. He won't be able to do his shopping anymore.
Exactly. He's like the Banksy of Ireland. He's just like, no, I don't want the fame. I don't want the recognition. I don't want the notoriety.
I don't think I'd want that level of fame. It's too much. Don't forget that we are on full video now. You can watch us on YouTube. We have made an utter disgrace of ourselves today because we just couldn't get things working.
It's been, I would say the official term is shit show.
Anyway, enjoy the video.
Enjoy the video. I have 2 more, which one of them was I did think that maybe if we could AI Sinead O'Connor, I thought she'd be a great candidate.
Oh yeah, she'd be good. Oh yeah.
She'd be very good for nostalgic. Everyone loves her, obviously posthumously, as I say, because everyone always loves everyone posthumously. But she laid out her position on most issues while she was alive, and I think if it's just a ceremonial thing, she'd be a great representation. I mean, she'd probably hate the job actually. The more I think about it, but she'd keep the priests out. But
For that reason alone, I'll probably vote for
Higher.
her. Good.
Yeah.
She's a good one.
Yeah, she was ahead of her time, really, but like I say, the more I think about it, actually, that I think she'd actually hate the role because I think she'd hate that kind of formality or
I
whatever.
don't know if she would, because she's very patriotic, and I think that
Yeah.
she'd be great going around to the White House and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, like, really putting.
She wouldn't
everyone
go.
straight.
Can you imagine? She wouldn't. She'd be setting fire to Trump's cars. But that was just something I thought in my mind with AI. What could we do with it? But then my fourth and final suggestion is a little wayward. Okay, so if you remove the need for Irish citizenship, just a little kind of outside the box, I would nominate Lindsay Lohan.
Oh.
Now, reasons being, Vogue, I haven't put my argument forward.
I know, but I just feel like you kind of clawed it back with Sinead O'Connor there, and you've after letting yourself down again.
Well, we all know the lad who slipped on the ice is getting it if all four of these people are nominated. So these are just a token nomination at this point.
Everyone would prefer the Suchi man. He was a better option.
Well, I actually contacted Point Baby and asked if he'd like to be involved. He said no.
Why Lindsay Lohan?
Lindsay Lohan. I find her resurgence and rebranding, I've written it down here, inspiring and comforting are the two things I've written down here. She used to go out with a DJ, Vogue, so she'd be big into you. And it means she knows how to throw a party, and we'd finally get invited to the president's garden party.
Do you remember when she was dancing in Ibiza? That was one of my all-time favourite videos that I've ever seen of anyone. She was dancing up on stage. She couldn't have been having a better time.
The woman can move.
Yeah.
And no better person to meet and greet people coming in and out of Ireland. Also, can we just remember her Irish film, which was obviously Twee and Scarlett, but also one of the most watched films on Netflix in March 2024, was a huge success, yet she never did us the disservice of doing an Irish accent. It was not her part, it was not her role. She doesn't patronise, she doesn't condescend.
Okay, well, I do you know what? The only thing I would say about Lindsay Lohan, I was quite upset. You know that I don't like when people pretend things that aren't true. When she said that she hasn't done anything to her face, because her face, she has had such an amazing glow up and she looks brilliant. But it'd be nice for us to, I know that you said she's inspiring, but like she's pretending that was just from eating nice food and stuff.
Yeah, but she's gonna, at the end of the day, she will be a politician, so she needs to know how to fudge the truth. I would also say, as a red-headed woman, and not to say, obviously we know Ireland is a very diverse country, but the redheads, I would say, are underrepresented in Ireland. Always have been, always will be, because of the genetic makeup of it. And why not get them some airtime? Why not platform a redhead? And also, remember she was called Firecrotch by that people, they were kind of picking on her. And I actually think Firecrotch is a great drag name. And I feel if Lindsay Lohan was president for Ireland, she'd be very much involved in the queer culture.
Who called her Firecrotch?
I think Paris Hilton was like bullying her and called her a firecrotch, suggesting that she had red hair down there vibes. And then it was used against her. I actually think she should take that and make it and empower herself with it. And I could see her doing drag bingo and drag brunches in Dublin. She'd be down the George. I think she's a great candidate. Plus, I think do you know what? I think she'd fucking take the job. And there you go. There are my 4 candidates.
I remember when she was away on holidays and she was like basically trying to take this child, thinking the child was lost or something.
Exactly.
But it was someone's
She
kid.
cares.
And then she had that. And then she
cares.
Picked up that accent from being somewhere like for 5 minutes.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
A musical ear. And she's going to need it in Ireland. She's going to need it. She's going to need that musical ear. Ultimately, I think it has to be the guy that slipped on the ice. He cannot die without him knowing who he is.
Come
like
on.
Jack the Ripper shit. We need to know who he is.
I think it has to be Michael Flatley, to be fair. Where this whole conversation had started, I do think that Michael Flatley would be the best choice. Imagine him dancing around like an American stuff, showing them how brilliant we are.
Well, let's see who arrives on that ship in November. We might have a fresh candidate. You wouldn't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Martin the Martian could be throwing his hat in the ring. Let's just see.
I was looking up this thing on TikTok and there was a woman sitting there and she had about 9 snails, full snails, all over her face. These big, massive snails. People are now getting snotty snail facials.
I think the Korean women are punking the rest of us. I really do. Because I think they're like, these European losers will do anything we tell them to do at this point.
We will.
And I think this is Ashton Kutcher vibes. Like, I really, really do. Between the snails and the sperm and all that jazz. Like, we'll be wanking Labradors off next and they'll be just laughing at us from their factories.
No,
They're
what
like,
a
they're
lovely...
so thick. They will do anything. That's it from us. Thank you so much for listening. Always remember to like and subscribe if that's your thing. And if not, maybe think about why it's not. You know, support other women. I've been Joanne. She's been Vogue. That's been the producer.